for this 15-year-old to get rid of evidence when he just saw his best friend in the backseat of a car?
It was my child, Brian.
Then you should have called. You shouldn't allow them to be doing it. You killed our son. Admit it. Admit it. You're
did not kill him.
And you killed our son.
Okay. First off, I have to say, whatever happened here, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I mean, what a terrible thing. One thing you won't hear me say today is I know how you feel.
No, should you?
You haven't buried a child. You just can't imagine. You believe she's responsible for his death?
Not just me. Department of Children and Family Services, the police, the judges in the civil case, they all think she's guilty, yes.
But she was charged criminally as well.
Yes, sir.
For manslaughter, and she was acquitted.
Yes, sir.
Why is that? If she's guilty of his death, why was she acquitted?
Yes, Brian, why?
Well, the difference in when you go into court is the judge didn't allow all the information. You'll see today that there's some other kids that are here to testify against her that the judge didn't allow. The judge said that he wanted to have all the information from the summer of '08, and he didn't think that the information prior to that time was
including all your DCF packet of your abuse, Brian, was not allowed in. Okay. And you were always seen as the victim.
Okay.
That is not right, because you hurt him terribly. He was in horrible depression.
I didn't kill him.
You're the one who should have taken care of him. I was too sick. I am not sick anymore. I am not on all those medications. I went through that gallbladder surgery. I should have never had him. You put him in my care. You should have been responsible, not me. My mother and father were taking care of me. You were supposed to know where Brianna was. Shame on you, Brian.
And did you had custody at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he was staying with Heather for part of the summer.
Yes, sir.
Which was in excess of the
Why is
custody
that?
agreement.
Because your abuse.
Yes, sir.
And why was he staying with her?
I'm sorry?
Why was he staying with her?
Well, he was a great kid up until 13, 14. He started having some problems. And coincidentally, those problems were stemming from Heather giving him alcohol and drugs at the time. So what happened, you know, I had rules. You had to go to school, you had to get up, you had to do your homework, all those types of things. And so Brandon would come to me and say, I want to go to mommy's, I want to go to mommy's, I want to go to mommy's. So, because he wanted to help take care of her. She wasn't well, but she certainly was cognizant, she functioned, she went to the grocery shop, she did all the things she was supposed to be doing.
Okay, I'm just asking you why he was there. Did you tell him, okay, go stay with your mother so you can see what a loser she is?
I did.
You said that to him?
I did.
Why would a father say that to a child? And if you knew she was sick, if you knew she was on or whatever your theory might be at the time, why would you, the custodial parent, consciously put him with someone that you felt was inadequate to take care of him? This happened on your watch.
Well, there's a difference between...
You're the custodial parent.
Correct. And there's a difference between being inadequate and being a loser. My gamble with Brandon was I wanted him to see... This woman sleeps till 3 in the afternoon.
And you knew that?
Because
That's correct.
I was sick.
There's a difference, Dr. Phil, between...
surgeries.
Okay.
How can you...
All right, hold on a minute. But I just want to be sure that I'm clear about this, because look,
all he's doing is lying.
From the standpoint of a forensic psychology perspective, I always, when I worked in that role in the court system, I was evaluating parental judgment, problem solving, what kind of environment they were providing, what kind of supervision they were providing. And you're telling me as a custodial parent, you've got a woman over here sleeping till 3 o'clock in the afternoon and having problems, and you consciously send your son there.
Well, there's a difference between, if you asked me at that time with the events of this night, which are very, very troublesome, obviously, was this woman capable of not handling Brandon or taking care of him? That's different than showing a lifestyle of someone that is, like I said, a loser. You're talking about two different things. Did I think she would ever do what she did? Did I think that she was capable of killing her son? Of killing his son?
My whole family, dumb as rocks.
All right, hold on.
I understand what you're saying. I have 4 children now. I do have...
Okay, I just wanted to see if I understood it correctly. And you're making a distinction without a difference, in my opinion, because if you're the custodial parent, it's your responsibility to make sure he's in the right environment, and you put him in that environment. I just wanted to be sure we were clear on that.
Let's be clear. I had no knowledge that she was giving anyone alcohol at any time prior to this. No, I did not think
Where did you think he was getting them?
I didn't know he was... Well, besides that, maybe school. I don't...
You said that...
Heather and I worked at this together. We worked together to get him help. We went to counseling together. We put him in Natural Hospital.
Well, you're going to get a chance to say it. No, you're going to get a chance to say it.
He went to a psychologist after you broke his nose, and they gave him medication. You told him you don't need that, so he couldn't sleep. That put him in horrible depression. On your clock, Brian, not on mine. Shame on you.
Killed
You
the boy. You got
I
arrested
killed
for
him?
it, and you got DCF said it,
And I got
and the judge
acquitted
said it
on
too.
all counts, Brian.
Okay.
Because you went on TV.
So he killed
you
himself.
went in the
Did he kill
paper.
himself? Did he kill himself?
Defamation.
Oh, he did?
He must
Did I
have.
kill him?
You
Was I
did.
there that night?
You
Was
put
I
in-
there? I was there, right?
You-
I was there?
You were there many
okay.
times.
I was there that night
What
when he
about
died.
so-and-so?
Okay.
All
You're
right,
not-
stop. Did you strike the boy in the face?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you struck the boy in the face.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you were physically abusing him.
No, absolutely not.
How
Okay.
can you say that?
Was this
Because
he
he-
came with black eyes on
He didn't
him.
come with a... Okay, listen.
He said,
I
Mommy,
walked in-
take a picture.
Dr. Phil, you have to
Okay.
give me an opportunity here.
No, I've given you an opportunity.
All you're doing is talking.
You need to stop talking.
I'm sorry. I'm very upset.
You're going to get a chance. Seriously, you're going to get a chance. You're going to get a chance. You just stop talking. I want to see what we can agree on here.
Okay, you're asking if I'm a custodial
you have to
parent.
be, you talk about people who are coming here to testify. This isn't a court, but you will help yourself if you will be responsive to my questions.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to get a few things clear.
Yes, I understand.
This child died on your watch. You were the custodial parent. That's a yes or no. It's not an essay.
No.
Okay, you were not the custodial parent. Then I've got wrong information.
Custody means who he was with. He was with her. Custodial, he was with her. Were you
put him
incapable
in
of taking care of Brandon?
Yes, I was
Did you ever
incapable.
say that to me? Did you ever say that to me?
He came to
Did you
my
ever say-
door. You packed his. You
So,
told
Okay,
him to
listen,
pack
you
his
two,
bag.
listen, stop. You two
My
don't,
mother picked
you two don't need me here to bicker back and forth.
I'm sorry. I just can't deal
And
with his
I don't
allegations
think
are
you're
all
wanting to have a genuine conversation here, because if you're wanting to play semantics with me on what custodial means, you're picking the wrong fight.
Okay, so we had joint custody. I had primary residency. And let me finish this. If I thought that my ex-wife was capable of what she did that night, if I thought that she was that bad, I never would have sent him to the house.
Didn't say you did. You
Okay.
have no idea where I'm going. We're just not there
Okay.
yet because you want to filibuster.
I'm sorry.
I want to talk about what happened that night. You said you wanted to talk. This is your chance.
Thank you.
Did you or did you not buy these minors alcohol?
No, I did not, Dr. Phil.
You did not. You understand that by our math of your reports and the others that were there, that your son consumed approximately 22 beers, 4 or 5 shots of vodka, took 3 morphine tablets, and sniffed 4 rails of morphine.
That's the allegations. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what people that were there say. Now, do you dispute that?
I do.
What do you dispute, the count, or do you dispute?
No, I don't know how much.
Was
they
your son
consumed.
drinking that night?
I walked out and I assumed he was because he had a vodka. He had one of those shots of vodka in his hand. And I took it away from him and I dumped it. I don't know where the vodka came from. I don't know where he got the beer. All the kids that allege that I bought this alcohol, the day of, the day before, day after, never was I seen anywhere buying alcohol. I don't drink. I don't know where they got the alcohol, but it is a little kind of fishy that up the street is a package store that put it up for the sale after I got arrested. So maybe that's where they got it. I don't know. They used my house as a party house when we were building it,
Okay,
when he was in his care. Didn't even know where he was.
Are you telling me that you knew your son was drinking that night?
I didn't think he was drinking. I thought
You walked into the kitchen and he was standing with a drink in his hand, and you didn't think he was drinking?
Well, maybe I didn't think that it was enough to take him. Maybe.
Come on, I didn't ask you if you thought it was enough to take him to the hospital. I asked you if you knew that your minor son was imbibing alcohol in your home under your supervision. That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
It's not an essay, it's a yes or no
Yes.
question. Okay? So you knew he was drinking. You didn't know he was taking the other drugs, but you knew he was drinking.
I assumed he had something. Yes.
Are you on medication now?
Minimal.
Because you're slurring your words. I'm just telling you, you're slurring your words as you talk. So
I have brain injury, Dr. Phil.
Okay, well,
I've
explain
had
that. That's why I want you to give a chance to explain this.
So these things that happened to me, even the accident that happened, has been completely erased from my mind. I have bits and pieces in my head. But even that day of Brandon's death is a very vague. I do remember my mom and dad getting there and rocking and saying, my baby's dead, my baby's dead, while he was punching the police out.
Okay, so you knew that your son was drinking that night, and he's underage, and you knew that. Why was that okay with you?
It wasn't okay with me. I never said it was okay.
What did you do about it? When you found him drinking?
I took Travis home. I poured the vodka down the drain. You know, you got to keep in mind, Dr. Phil, I should not have even been in that situation because
I didn't ask you if you should or shouldn't. You were. I'm just
put me
asking
in that
you what you did.
situation.
I'm just asking you what you did once you were in the situation.
I was
you two
too
want
sick.
to
I was
talk about
sick. I should
things
not
that I'm
have
not
even
asking
been in that situation.
because you don't like my questions. But I'm asking you, Did you know that this child was drinking in your house under your supervision that night? And you said yes.
It's not illegal to have alcohol in your house.
I didn't ask you for an interpretation of the law. I asked you if you knew your minor son was drinking in your house that night, and you said yes.
Yes, I did, but I did not think that he had to go to the hospital. I did not think he was at that.
I didn't. Okay, I'm not saying you did. I'm just trying to get to some facts here.
I mean, you got to understand, this is my life here. He's gone on television. I mean, I have been in the news for the last 10 years and have had 80 surgeries. So if I'm snoring a little bit, I may be a little nervous, Dr. Phil. I'm in front of all these people in the whole world trying to tell everybody about his abuse to my child that put him in depression when he should have gotten help for him when I was too sick.
Did you know that your son was drinking beer that night?
No.
Did you know his friends were drinking beer?
No.
Because by count, we're talking between a case and 2 cases of beer. Where was it all going? Where were the empties? Where were the bottles? Where was that all happening?
A typical 15, 16-year-old, we've all been there, lie. They lie to do what they want to do.
Beer cans were on the counter in front of you, all of them. There's a picture
They were
of
in
those.
front of me?
Yeah.
Was there a picture with me in front of the counter?
You had to walk right by them to get to your car. As a matter of fact, then you come back and you say to the policeman, I knew he was drinking and I knew that he did lines of morphine. I have the quote if you'd like to.
I did not say that. I did not
Here's
say
what
that.
it says. These are your words.
I would never have said that,
This is what
Brian.
it says. Brandon then got
What is this
confrontation
song
with
you
me
wrote up?
and started, these are your words, and Detective Abosi, arrest warrant application, Heather states, Brandon then got confrontation with me and started shoving me. He was very out of it. He could barely walk. I thought maybe he had too much beer. When I first got home from dropping off Travis and leaving Brandon in the car, I went in the house and started to clean up the mess. There was spilled beer on the counter, and I found that he had ground up some of my morphine. There was powder left, and I did find about 5 morphine pills that I could salvage. I put them back in the container. Those are your words. Those are your words.
I did not say that, Brian.
This is
that
an arrest
allegation.
warrant
No.
signed by you, signed by the cop. These are your words. I just read
Daniel
them.
Bavosi got up on that stand and did not say anything like that.
You want us to get the arrest warrant? I have it.
Okay,
So does Dr.
wait a minute.
Phil. Those are your words. You don't remember because you don't choose to remember.
Heather,
you
I'm
said
trying-
this.
Possibly, I don't know.
Heather, over here. I'm trying to figure out what was going on that night so I have some sense of what you know. And in that, I have examined the police reports. Mm-hmm. There are statements that you signed.
When they told me Brandon had gone.
And you changed your story when you were talking to us, when we were asking you questions about what happened that night.
It's confusing
what you told
to
the producers and what you told the police. There are clear contradictions there that caused me a problem.
I know that they were drinking, but I didn't think, any of them were that out of it.
That's the problem. And he died because you didn't think.
I have brain injury, Brian. I should not have been in that situation.
But you're cognizant enough to make this statement and function and be there.
No, because that was taken. They
Accept the
gave me a shoe of
and move
Ativan,
forward.
and
Accept the responsibility.
When I was told at the hospital, Brandon was gone, I passed out on the floor. They gave me a huge shot.
This is after the fact.
No. Detective Bavosi came in after I got that show in front of my mother. Okay. And my mother said, but I did not say any of that stuff.
So she was a ventriloquist, and she had her hand behind you, and you were just doing the words. Those were your words or her words? Because they were your words.
I'm not going to talk to him.
Well, I'm trying to get you to talk to me. I keep trying to get you to talk to me, and you want to argue with him.
Don't argue. I want him gone. I want him going out of my life.
Okay, then,
but he has ruined my life going in these. Okay, go ahead.
Ruined yours?
Then talk to me.
Yes, you have. I am a mother that
thought
lost
you didn't
a
want to
child,
talk to him.
I'm sorry.
I thought you wanted to talk to me.
Face, he just.
You're here because you want to get this story out, correct?
I want my life to go on, and what has happened to me?
Do you think your behavior is sincere and consistent?
Absolutely.
Because I have a card here of your behavior prior to the show, according to your friend Bernice. Thank you for being here. She said when it came time to come to the show, you demanded first-class flights to L.A., and you lied to the Dr. Phil staff and said that you were promised first class and that you cursed out the airline staff and the hotel staff. Is that true?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I cursed out the airlines?
Right.
No, I did not.
They
did tell me because of my hip replacement and all of my metal in me that I was going to be put. The only reason why we got put in coach is because we missed the first flight.
Did you say to Bernice, quote, I'm going to be a star now. It's all about Heather. The world revolves around Heather.
No, I would never have said that.
Did she say that to you?
We've been friends for 25 years.
You can't support her by enabling her. I'm asking you if she said that.
Absolutely.
Is she lying?
Heather, you embarrassed me the whole time we were here. And last night, what you did to me and my 11-year-old son is unforgivable, Heather.
And what happened?
Heather took way too much medication. She took 39 narcotics within 20 hours from when we left to go to the airport at 12 o'clock in the afternoon until last evening when she was so bad at the mall, she was falling over. My son was trying to hold on to her, my 11-year-old son. You were so bad, Heather. You were so incoherent. You had no clue what was going on. You were clueless, Heather. We got into the taxi, and I know you don't remember this. You were sitting in the back seat
I know.
with my son, Heather, and you fell on his lap. The taxi driver pulled over on the side of the road, Heather. My 11-year-old son is so scared because he thought you were dead, Heather. You were absolutely lifeless, Heather. I thought you were dead.
And
because
you know
what I did to save your life, Heather,
I wish I had died.
What I did to save your life, Heather, you don't remember. You were unresponsive for 3 minutes. And I sat back there, Heather, and I pounded on your chest. I pounded so hard that you probably have bruises. I slapped you across the face. It was a slap, a slap, a slap. Your eyes rolled in the back of your head. You started seizing, and then your mouth fell open. My son had to witness all this, Heather, my 11-year-old son. The taxi driver drove her to the hospital, and they had to get her out of the car. She was completely lifeless, completely lifeless. She had to get out of it. They had to carry her out of the car. And then all of a sudden she started coming to, and she's like, what's going on? Oh, I'm just tired. It's Bernice's fault because she pushed me to go to the mall. Now, we were at the mall for 2 hours, but she failed to let the staff know that she sat for 45 minutes getting her fingernails done. And she ran store to store to store to have a personal shopper pick an outfit out for her. I was so scared, Heather. I cannot believe you did this to me.
You counted her pills before you left Connecticut.
I did.
And then you counted them here. That's how you know how many were gone.
Absolutely.
Before all of this even happened, she threw a temper tantrum in the hotel room,
where
talking to my staff, and threw your phone.
She threw my phone.
I did not. I did not throw the phone.
She was so, not last night, the night before.
Am I going to get my word? It's my story. I came here. I asked you for help.
She was so up, Dr. Phil, the night before. I had taken her pills, and I was holding on to her pills. And this is where she came, I guess, snuck all the pills, because I was trying to hold on to them. And when I walked into the hotel room, after being downstairs, I walked into the hotel room, and my whole entire purse was thrown all over the floor. And my son walked in and said, Mom, what happened? She was down on her hands and knees trying to search for her bottles of pills. And not just one bottle of pill.
Okay, you wanted to speak? The floor is yours.
Yes, I do. I don't even know what to say about this whole situation. I know people are giggling, but nobody has lived my life.
They're not laughing because it's funny. They're laughing because it is ridiculous. Go ahead. What is ridiculous? No, you asked me. No, you asked me a question. No, you asked me a question, and the way this works is you ask a question, I get to answer. You said, "What is ridiculous?" You have a friend here.
And I would never do this, but she needs help, Dr. Phil.
You have a friend here that cares enough about you to tell the truth. And you failed to acknowledge that. The floor now is yours again.
Okay. After my son died, I wanted to die with him. That is correct. I was on 160 milligrams of morphine because to wean off of cotton is a horrible wean. And it doesn't wean, or even patches. It goes from 100 to 75. It's too much of a jump for me. I did not want to go on morphine because that's what my son died from, because he learned it from his father to snort up his nose. Because his father, one time, Brandon came to me and said both him and his wife accused him of stealing a bag. That's well known. So with that being known, back to me.
Heather, you could have
No. It's my turn. It's my turn.
You could have told your doctor, I don't want morphine. My son died.
I told her that.
You did not, Heather. If you told her that, she wouldn't be giving you morphine.
With her?
She wouldn't be giving you morphine. I almost lost my best friend last night.
My doctor testified in the trial. Do we have those documents?
We're talking about last night.
Last night, Heather, you died on me. I believe you.
Last night, I went in the hospital. I should have brought the records. They found something that's twisted in my stomach. They found 3 more kidney stones in my left.
No, they did not.
It says right there. Did you not read it?
Heather, I was in contact with the doctor all night.
I'm done with you.
I know
oh my
you're
God.
gonna hate
you know
me,
what?
Heather.
My mom and dad told me about you.
I know you're gonna hate
my
me,
mom
Heather, and I'm okay with that. Because once you realize that you have a problem,
I need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. All I want is that help. I'm here
for you.
because everybody has their own right to ruin my reputation, including this. Told me her child. I mean, she fought for her child. She actually made me lie to get him on the plane. And I didn't think any children should even be here. Period. End of discussion. She's the one who pushed that. She pushed that, not me. Okay. I did not want a child to be here. I wanted to call you. I'm going to call you with help because he took a website to bash me. Everybody hated me. I can't even go out. I don't even want to go out of the house now because people point their fingers at me. I want to see how, because I was acquitted of both charges in a court of law. DCF has their own rules. Obviously, we have a packet this thick worth of his abuse to my child, which put him in depression, which made him self-medicate, which I brought him to his doctor many, many times. They told him, Brandon, before I know you have sleeping problems. You know, I took him to a sleeping doctor. They said, before you start self-medicating, please tell me. I took him over and over again. He did not. He was never around.
By the way, if it helps you to understand, I don't endorse all of his parenting decisions, and he has been very forthcoming with us about the fact that he didn't always make the best decisions and choices as a father, correct?
Yes, sir.
He's been very forthcoming about that. He's not proud of all the choices that he made. But what he's trying to get to the bottom of...
I'm forthcoming in saying that I was very sick and I had no business even. That's why I gave him to Brian.
What he seems to be focused on now is that you allowed your son to abuse drugs and alcohol.
No, I did not.
With your full knowledge, and you came back and left him in the back seat of the car.
I am not going to sit here and have you say that to me because that is not true.
I'm telling you what his...
You're telling me what you think in your opinion. Just like Cyril Wett, when you brought him on. He was indicted in 85 counts. That's why I called into your show, because you don't know your information like you think you do. Dr. Henry Lee and Cyril Webb both were testifying against me. You brought two kids and you said, oh, well, they have, they're on a high horse, when they're not. I had to settle because Cyril Webb got indicted in 85 counts. Look it up.
As I was saying, he is very upset that you left your son in the back seat knowing that he had been drinking, and knowing after you came into the house that Chris pointed out to you that he had gotten pills out of your purse. He came back in a second time. He did get your purse this time.
You're telling me things that aren't true, that have been proven in court that are not true.
No, that's not right. These things have not been proven.
Why aren't I in jail then? If I am such an awful person and I killed my son, shouldn't I be squirreled away in jail somewhere?
I don't think. First off, I don't think you're an awful person. I think you have made some awful judgments. I think you have made some awful decisions. And I think you are addicted to prescription medication.
Absolutely.
And I think it has changed. And I think that it has changed the way you think, reason, and recall what's going on in your life. And that's what I believe. Look at me. I don't believe you're a horrible person. I believe that you are out of control. And I believe it was a very close call last night whether they allowed you to leave the hospital or not. And I think what he is saying is that he cannot get closure. He cannot heal the wounds that he feels for a variety of reasons, one of which is the fact that you won't own the fact that you did not behave in a responsible fashion when you had your son with you.
Dr. Phil, we shared custody of Brandon for 15 years. So when you ask about why did I allow him to go with her, she had him often throughout the years. There was nothing, and you're right. It was a mistake on my part. Obviously, this was a mistake on my part. This was a mistake on my part to allow him to go to her house.
Clearly.
It wasn't the first time. He had been with her for 15 years, so off and on. But I mean, so you're right. I said, in the end, I'm going to beat myself up about it because I allowed him to be with her. But it wasn't like he was never with her, and then all of a sudden one day I just said, go with Heather and we'll see how this goes. We were raising him throughout the years.
I don't think you foresaw what was going to happen, and I don't think she intended to do harm to her son.
Brian, the last words was, I hate my father.
How do you even
I hate my father.
You can never convince me that that's what this woman wanted.
But it was self-preservation. She knew she was going to get in trouble. The next day, she has Chris take all the beer cans and throw them over the stone wall. The first thing she does is implicates him to take the beer cans and get rid of the evidence. It's in the reports.
What reports?
It's
Who
their
was there?
pictures taken.
Kids, children?
You asked this 15-year-old to get rid of evidence when he just saw his best friend dead in the backseat of a car.
It was my child, Brian.
Then you should have called. You shouldn't allow them to be doing it. You killed our son. Admit it. Admit it. You're
I did not kill him.
and you killed our son.
You did. You're the one who put him in
go
depression.
To rehab and move forward.
I am off almost all medication. I really am.
Heather, you're on at least 30 to 40 prescriptions.
That's because of this trip I took. Normally, if I was in Connecticut on my couch with my dog, I don't need to take all this stuff. But if I'm in the plane and my hip hurts and everything else, I have to take more medication.
Parents,
it's as needed. It's prescribed.
Heather, how many pills did you take this morning?
You were,
And where
I
you
don't
send
know.
those
How many
children,
pills did
be
you maybe to get up? Two? I don't know.
All right, we're going to take a break and let everybody settle down. We'll be right back.
So this is part one in a two-part episode. So unfortunately, their son Brandon passed away at the age of 15 from an overdose of alcohol and morphine. Brandon's father, Brian, is blaming the mom, Heather, and it seems like that's legit. This woman is out of control. She is a pill addict. Obviously, she almost OD'd the night before this show. Her own best friend of 20 years is on the show calling her out, saying, girl, you crashed and passed out on top of my 11-year-old son, and your eyes rolled in the back of your head and you were unresponsive for 3 whole minutes. It appears like the night that Brandon died, she was very much aware that he was drinking. Apparently there were all of these beer cans everywhere, and she stated in the police report that her morphine pills were missing and that they looked like they had been crushed up. So girl, what did you think was going on? She's clearly in denial, and I guess I can understand the urge to remain in deep denial when this is the end result. No parent wants to acknowledge that they killed their own child, but it's really ridiculous how she refuses to hear anything from anyone about it and is denying police reports and is denying all of the evidence. And they say they have pictures, and in the front row, there's like 4 or 5 of Brandon's friends. Brian, the dad, also isn't that great. Dr. Phil made an excellent point that if he was the custodial parent, whether Brandon was with Heather or not, as the custodial parent, Brian was still responsible for his child's well-being. He also acknowledges being abusive at one point. I don't know if it was just one time or many times, but he did punch him in the face and apparently broke his nose. So he has some serious issues of his own, but he is acknowledging that. You know, in the beginning, he kind of didn't want to say exactly what it was. He's at least acknowledging it. So I guess in part 2, we're going to hear from Brandon's friends, and they have a lot to say. I guess they have a lot of allegations against her. So you guys let me know what you think of this episode. What do you think of Heather? What do you think is going on with her? Do you think that she's responsible for her son's death? And what do you think about Brian? You guys let me know. Drop it in the comments.